All right, remember, guys, detox, 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 detox. Because look, we got not only parasites to worry about, but nanotechnology through like vaccines. People, when they're channeling, sometimes they're like also channeling these parasites that are attached to like their brain by a way of attachment to their reptilian mind. They could be channeling different things that are like false light. And so this is where you need to start getting these cleanses because these parasites do have thoughts of their own, like they can take over the body.
Parasites are demons, and when you start to compare the two, you'll see there's a lot of similarities. Parasites don't just invade your body, they hijack your nervous system, control us very easily. By definition, both are known to control their hosts and manipulate behavior. I mean, look at these things. They can influence your thoughts, the types of foods you crave, encourage sexual desires, even your dreams. So it's very possible these parasites act as antennas or conduits for these demonic entities. Archons, jinn, demons, whatever you want to call them. But think about it. Why else is there fast food, alcohol, and junk on every street corner? And then you combine that with pesticides, fungicides, microplastics, heavy metals. Think about what kind of influences you could be under. These are the sources of addiction. This is why people can't break those bad habits or those vices. You ask yourself, why'd you do that? Why'd you eat that? Why do you keep doing those things you know are bad for you? Is it you, or is it the parasite forcing that self-destructive behavior? Now, even the Bible says some demons can only be casted out through fasting. Anyone who's done a deep fast knows those shakes of abstaining from certain foods. You're like a drug addict being revealed your true addictions. But then it gets easier as you starve those demons out. So this is what no one tells you about a parasite cleanse. Killing the parasites is just the first step. You still have to flush them out of your system, otherwise you're left with a bunch of dead worms inside.
So not only that, but you also have these EMFs that's also boosting the intelligence of these beings and also boosting the nanotechnology replications. So literally within you, you're becoming alien. Your physiology is changing. And he even talked about this with the mRNA that's in the vaccine.
Nobody will be safe if not everybody is vaccinated.
It doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take a genetic editing.
A merger with biological intelligence and machine intelligence.
An effort for man to merge with machine in a healthy way.
Yes.
To beat machines, you basically have to merge with machines.
Are you guys following along now? We've already been literally invaded by the aliens. You could say invaded by the aliens, but what it comes down to is that they've already been stuck down here with us. These are fallen angels. These are your aliens. They are trapped down here in this firmament with us, right? So what better way to get back at God by inverting God's creation? You and me, these human, this flesh, right? They need to intercept our bloodlines so that not only they can live forever, but they can get access back to God and literally go to war. You can call it source, you can call it God, whatever. God is within you. This is your reality right now. You're literally trying to project God's heaven onto earth right now in a way, all right? The heaven that you see, that's your own individual heaven, and it's up to you to bring that light down into this dark-ass planet. We are the creators of not only our reality, but we are the creators of this entire world. We can't keep giving credit to the elite, to the shadow government, to these occultists for the state of things in this world. It's up to us to become aware of who we are and to allow ourselves to express our true divine creativity out here in this world. Really, like, it's not... People call this a prison planet, but at the end of the day, you can see it as that. But really, this is training. Because trust me, the other realms aren't peaches and cream, bro. It's not sunshines and rainbows up there. Even the 6th dimensions, the 11th dimensions, bro. They got their own big bads up there. And it's up to us to acquire knowledge on how energy works, how we can manipulate energy, how we can also figure out how to get back to that divine spark that's within us. We need to realize our true potential so we do know how to traverse the next realms that will come after this, right? Because trust me, when you pass on, you're going to go to a world where you can do whatever you want. But that's so long as if you acquired the knowledge here in this world first that you are part of God. You can fly. You can't walk on water. You can heal with just the palm of your hands, right? You can't pass on and go into the next dimensions and do those things. You're going to be an NPC unless you acquire this knowledge. Knowledge is power. So, according to a whistleblower, Donald Marshall, the elite, the Illuminati, the Cabal, the Deletes, whatever name you want to go by, like, I feel like we're giving them more power by giving them these damn names. But these guys have genetically engineered Vril parasites, right? Whether it's GMO or not, or it actually does come from an actual Vril humanoid, because there's a proboscis that is supposedly attached to reptilian humanoids, and it could detach, and it's the whole brain, the whole consciousness of that humanoid, but it slithers away as a parasite and can attach into a human's, to the left eye of a human, and take over. Basically, it wraps around the spinal column, well, it wraps around the optic nerve, crushes the person's like consciousness basically, and takes over the spinal column, and then boom, you got your reptilian.
How the droning process works.
These lizards have a unique biological property of their bodies. The lizards have what's called a proboscis. It's an ejectable brain and spinal column. The small ones they use to drone people, because the proboscis on young lizard type 1s, they're small enough to go into an eye and not ruin the eye. Everything that the lizard's whole body is dead, and it can't go back in. It's one way. Go into the brain. The old person's consciousness is gone. The body is absolutely, totally dominated, and the lizard is smarter as a human. Over time, it'll develop a rash, it'll lose its hair.
I'm going to end this video off by showing you a clip I made for my Instagram Reels. It's just a little 3-minute video, alright? And then the video ends, alright? This full video, okay? I'm going to give you all a little breather, some time to think about this shit. But basically, once again, the alien invasion is coming through man. Going down the alien rabbit hole, the UFO rabbit hole during elementary school, there was always talk about abductions and implants, tracking devices, so that the abductees were tracked, so that they're activated at a certain moment, so that they can hear the aliens communicate with them. What if I told you it's been our government? It's not people coming from space entirely. They have the technology to reverse engineer the UFOs. They have the technology to chip us. They have the technology to track us. They have the technology to do anything they want. They're working in cahoots with these aliens, these demonics.
This is the first specimen. This is actually a nanowire. Our bodies don't reject these biosensors, and so our tissues will engulf them. So there is no rejection of these. And they come in various shapes and sizes. This was a politician in Southern California in the early 40s, 50s, up into the early 90s. They used to be the size of a grain of rice. Now they were able to trace through the digital serial number of this microchip. And this microchip went back to an NSA database. It's a special forces soldier. There was a frequency that was detected we had not detected in the last 20 years that we've been doing this. When we traced this signal, we expected it to be a frequency that was owned by the United States. And it wasn't. It was actually owned by NATO. And so we're like, well, what the heck? Why would NATO have the license rights on this frequency, particularly coming from a U.S. Special Ops soldier?
Okay, nanotechnology. This is a mesogen. So I found this in unvaccinated blood, and you can see here how they self-assemble. They have all this wiring in between. So this is electronic circuitry, actually. These little quantum dot-like microstructures are literally self-assembling this. And so you
shows the ufologist his arm. There appears to be an object implanted under the skin. He says that the alien put it there during his last encounter.